made the decision that we'd be butchering one of our hogs sooner rather than later. Rather than let them, we have Kunekune pigs, right? And ever since we bought them, we have one that is a runt. You know, we've fed it the same amount as the other pigs, and it just continues to grow at a significantly slower rate than the other pigs. This particular pig is just not much bigger than when we got it, and so rather than continue to feed it and it just not grow for whatever reason, we've decided to cull it from the herd. It's kind of the perfect size to fit on my smoker still, and so we're going to treat it like a suckling pig. Now, the original idea that I had was I really wanted to do sort of like a traditional luau style, like Hawaiian style cook pig roast, where we cooked everything inside of the ground. We decided, let's just put it on the smoker. You know, it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. It's the first time I've smoked or cooked a whole hog. So it's going to take you from the dispatch of the pig to butchering the pig. I think this is probably going to take between 7 to 9 hours for the smoking process. So it's fairly early in the morning still, cool, and so I want to get all the butchering done while it's still cool and get it on the smoker. So let's go ahead and we'll get this started. And I do want to say that while I'm not actually going to show the killing process in this video, I'm going to show everything all the way down to where to shoot the animal and stuff. So if you don't want to see this, then this is kind of your warning now. And this is for educational purposes only, and I want to be very clear about that. If you're a lover of animals, you know, so am I. Look, but I eat meat, and this is something that I want to do because if I choose to eat meat, then I want to see this entire process. There's no blinders on, right? I can see the whole process, and so I know and I am conscious when I eat meat what the sacrifice was for me to be able to eat that meat. I want to see that. And I don't want to hide that. Kind of like my little disclaimer. Look, like animal rights activists, you're welcome to say something or whatever, but I'm just probably going to end up deleting it because I have made my own decisions. I put a lot of deep thought into my own eating habits and how I choose to live my life. So I don't really question how other people choose to live their life. I'm more than happy to allow you to live your life out however you seem fit and however you seem morally correct. Just do the same to me, right? So let's go ahead and get started on this. So I want to talk real briefly on dispatching a pig, okay? So the skulls are very thick, right? And well, in my personal opinion, I think pigs are very smart. They do have kind of a deceivingly small brain, like it's much smaller than their skull, right? It's very, very thick skull. So if you look at their eyes, directly in the middle of their eyes is sort of the bottom of their brain, or maybe like the last bottom 1/3, I should say. And so probably 2/3, the rest of the 2/3 is above the eyes. So what I like to do is I like to look right between the eyes and then just about a 1/2 inch above where both of the eyes meet is where I try to aim. As you can see, couldn't have went off too much better than that shot placement. So I was very fortunate to make good shot placement. The key is to be calm, wait for the right time, make sure the animal's not moving. Another thing is try to be at an angle where you're above the animal, which, you know, we're usually taller than pigs, right? So try to get above the animal so that you're actually, the bullet angle is going down, so that will contact more of the brain and get a cleaner kill. So yeah, it's not easy, but if you do it right, it does feel a little bit better and put you a little bit more at ease that you did the best job that you could and with the least amount of pain as possible. So this method is using towels. I didn't want to dump the whole pig into like a barrel and get a whole barrel of water. I've seen this before and it worked pretty well for the guy, especially with a smaller pig. If you do have any questions that I didn't cover in the video, of course you can always just ask, and I'll do my best to answer those for you. So I think something that you cared for your entire life. You know, I've deer hunted my entire life, and when I shoot a deer, I have, you know, reverence for that animal and respect for that animal. But I didn't actually watch it, you know, from like for months, right? And care for it and give it scratches on its head, you know. What makes it even harder is these pigs, you know, are relatively tame. I mean, not even relatively, they are tame. They come to you, you know, you can jiggle a bucket of grain and they'll come to you. So it does make this very conscious effort that I have to overcome, and it's not like easy. I probably won't get all emotional because that's just not the kind of guy that I am, but trust me, I'm feeling it. Like, it's not an easy thing for me to dispatch an animal, especially one that I've been in contact with for months. So this isn't an easy thing, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to do the best on this video and make it as educational as I possibly can. If you have any questions, you can always put them in the description. Put some links down there if you're interested in actually doing this yourself. That might be helpful to you. We're at about 5.5 hours of total cook time, so we're gonna open her up. Let's see how she looks now. The skin's definitely starting to get that nice kind of golden brown tint to it, and I can hear a lot of sizzling, a lot of juices falling down. So I'm just gonna take a little peek under here. So we are at 158 degrees over here, and so I want it to get just a little bit warmer. So I'm gonna pop it up just a little bit and I'm gonna finish it off. Still see a lot of juices on the top there from that olive oil, a lot of oils, and from the fat. So it's looking pretty good. And we're almost there now. The internal temp says 195 back there in the ham. So we're at like 175 at the head. So I'm just gonna leave it on there a few more minutes here and it's pretty well done. So we're getting really close. A long journey to get to this point, but it smells. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling, because it's like walking into like a barbecue joint, you know, one of those like freshly made barbecue joints where they like actually are outside smoking up all the meats right there. That's what it smells like going inside. It's absolutely just mouth watering. Whew. I'm gonna open up this ham a little bit here. Just a little crispy. Just cut open this thigh here. These are a little barbecue sauce. A little salt, but pretty good.
I did.
Yeah.
The camera's still going.
The wife's creeped out by the eyes, so we're gonna do a little blindfolding here. A little blindfolded pig. There. Now he can't watch you eat him.
Is that a pig? You gonna eat pig?
Eat pig.
What sound does a pig make?
Oink oink.
I.
Oink oink.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Here, you wanna try? Here. Take a bite.
Yummy.
Poor David. Yummy?
Peyton would probably think this was cool, wouldn't she?
Yeah, you want to put a collar on.
Are you gonna eat this whole thing, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
This is so yummy. Oh, there's ribs.
Yep. You want some?